Ever since they published and developed the hugely popular The Witcher 3 back in 2015, everybody has been highly anticipating CD Projekt Red's new game. But since they announced the game, Cyberpunk 2077, CD Projekt Red have remained pretty tight-lipped about it. But if this one developer's tweets are any indication, then we might know a little bit more about the game.
In a string of tweets by CD Projekt Red developer Kyle Rowley.
I'm gonna roll with that.
That
wasn't a pun. Yeah,
yes.
I
knew there was a reason we had you here. He might have revealed what type of gameplay we can expect to see in the upcoming Cyberpunk 2077. Rowley, who was the Associate Design Director on Cyberpunk 2077, made a tweet where he asked what type of game mechanics people would like to see in a hypothetical RPG with guns and character progression. Rowley began his tweets by asking how players would like the combat to play out in his hypothetical RPG. He said, quote, "So if you're playing your dream RPG, it has guns, you fire your gun at a human enemy 10 levels higher than you. Headshot. What happens? Why?"
This led to a series of responses with people making all sorts of different suggestions about how the combat encounter should play out. Some people suggested the combat should be realistic and a headshot should instantly take down an enemy, whereas others suggested RPG style combat like in The Division. Rowley replied to one user saying one-shotting enemies might be problematic in an RPG because it could possibly diminish the feeling of progression, but he countered his point by saying maybe it's not so important. Rowley then refocused the conversation to be about player progression in RPGs, and he asked players how they like progression to be handled in this hypothetical RPG. One of the most common responses was that players would like to see an Elder Scrolls style skill system where certain skills become more effective the more players use them.
Another player suggested they should use a skill system like the one in GTA San Andreas, where your skills diminish if you don't use them. For example, in GTA San Andreas, you could take your character to the gym and run on a treadmill. Eventually, your running stat would increase and your character could sprint faster as a result. But if you stopped going to the gym, then the skill would decrease and your character would lose the ability to sprint faster. Rowley was intrigued by the idea, but he eventually dismissed it because he thought players would then spend too much time micromanaging their skills. One user then asked Rowley whether any of these suggestions would be implemented in Cyberpunk 2077, to which Rowley replied, "Nothing I'm talking about is in relation to Cyberpunk, just asking questions, smiley face. Believe me, I'm asking for a friend. There's some guy I know is working on a game and he wants to do an RPG, kind of like I'm doing, but not the game I'm working on, just somebody else's."
Yeah,
it's like such a thinly veiled like attempt at it was like a focus testing or focus group, like asking people what they want from Cyberpunk 2077, but it's a hypothetical. You can probably see him there sitting at his desk at work thinking, "Oh, I've got an idea, but I'm not sure. Don't ask anyone else around here. I'll just tweet it under the guise of it being something random."
And his manager's like, "Hey, just make it subtle, alright?" And he's like smiley facing all over. Thing is though, if it's a hypothetical game and they don't feature any of this in there, no one's going to be disappointed. If they do, everyone's going to be happy. It's pretty genius. First I thought like, oh, CD Projekt have got like red and black, so maybe it was a different development team, but no, this is the actual team developing Cyberpunk 2077. So it's a game we know has RPG elements in it and we know it's got guns in it, so it's like that's even more damning, you know, for this guy's hypothetical RPG. It also happens to hypothetically be Cyberpunk set in 2077. I think it's cool what he's been asking, and they are questions that you kind of wonder if you're headshot's going to count all the time, or they're just going to do double the damage, things like that. I mean, it got me thinking, oh, what would I like to see? What would you prefer? Well, I'd like it if it wasn't insta-kill, it was like maybe triple damage or something like that, to encourage you to use the headshot, but obviously you can't wipe out things 10 levels above you, or you just be over-leveled. I think if you've got a bullet and it goes in someone's brain, you should be dead. Yeah. That is it. But, you know, you could put a helmet on, like you might get a Solid 5, they put helmets on to try and avoid headshots. A head getting shot should kill. As for progression, I'm with the hive mind here talking about Elder Scrolls. I love that, you know, the more you jump, the better you are at jumping, the more you use a sword. You know, that way you're not locked into reading a skill point thinking, how is that going to affect me in 20 hours? You just know it's so organic and so progressive. So I am a really big fan of that style, and if they did that in the game, even better. It is interesting now that they're discussing the mechanics of gunplay, because obviously the Witcher series was like swords and all that magic and all that stuff. We don't know whether there's
going to be magic in Cyberpunk, but they have to figure out how much damage the bullets are going to do now. So it is important, like balancing the game, making sure that you feel like you're progressing. How do you get stronger bullets? You don't. Bullets are supposed to, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to keep going on about it, but a headshot should be a headshot in my eyes. But anyway, I mean, obviously it's up for them to decide. And let's see what they turn out with. What would you prefer, I guess? Like, would you prefer a headshot to kill, or to just like kind of half kill?
The fact that they're talking about balancing issues and things must mean that they're at least some of the way through it. I mean, it could say that they've at least got character models down, gun ideas down, and now they're just trying to figure out how it's all going to work. Kind of a little indication maybe how far they are, but officially from CD Projekt, no word. The last official thing I think we got was they were hiring people, and that's it. So it's still an official mystery, but hypothetically, could already be done.
Yeah, so this is a purely speculative video. We acknowledge that. This isn't like hard news or evidence. It's quite like revealing, isn't it? He's not going to be tweeting this for no reason, just because he sat there pondering it one evening. Oh, should bullets do this much damage or that much damage? It's quite clear to see from anyone with a brain that this isn't hypothetical at all. This is what he's talking about, Cyberpunk 27. But we could still be wrong.
So that's it then. Hypothetically, we could be seeing some one-shot kills from Cyberpunk 2077. Who knows? Let us know what you think down in the comments below. Remember to like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new around here. We've got another video you can click on and watch right now, just there. And there's also a link to our Patreon if you want to support the channel. We'll see you in the next video.